All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our first big snow event. The Baltimore City Snow Team continues to have an all-hands-on-deck approach to this winter storm. As snow continues to fall throughout the remainder of today and through tomorrow, we ask that residents help us with our efforts by remaining indoors unless absolutely necessary. For the remainder of the day, we ask you to avoid the roads as much as you can and allow our snow team to continue to treat and plow roads. Throughout the day, our residents should expect more than 3 to 6 inches of snow that was initially forecast. With mixed participation, we expect refreezing on roads where melting has occurred, especially on overpasses, bridges, and most roads due to rain and low temperatures. In order to provide more effective snow removal services, primary and secondary roads are now being addressed simultaneously to assure that streets are treated before major accumulations occur. I want to assure the residents of Baltimore that our snow crews are fully equipped to respond to this winter event. We have in place a very strategic snow plan to ensure the completion of plowing and salting along major roads and residential streets. Up to this hour, our crews have laid down over 962 tons of salt, and we will continue to treat as needed. Throughout the day and into the night, the snow team will work and monitor our road conditions and the amount of salt we need to continue to put down. While the Baltimore City Snow Team continues to keep working to treat city roads, I encourage you to be a kind neighbor and ensure that the sidewalks outside of your homes are shoveled and salted. And if you live next to one of our older adults or someone that needs help, please assist them. We know it will mean so much to them and so much to all of us. We encourage everyone to visit snow.baltimorecity.gov for up-to-the-minute updates, and I will turn it over now to City Administrator Chris Shorter to give further updates. Mr. Administrator.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Mayor. I want to take a moment just to thank all of the DOT employees, first responders, DPW workers, and other city employees. Literally hundreds of men and women are out working on your behalf today and throughout the night tonight and tomorrow. This is going to be likely a 48-hour event, and as the mayor stated, we are asking residents to stay home and stay safe. We are also asking residents not to crowd our plows and to give our crews an opportunity to continue to salt and plow our roads. I want to emphasize again that all Baltimoreans should stay indoors as the winter event continues. Temperatures will drop below freezing throughout the evening, and while crews are working double time to salt and plow roads, it is in the residents' best interest to remain indoors throughout the event. This is our first larger scale snow event of the season. We are very proud of the men and women who are out today on behalf of this city. And I will tell you that even riding around the roads earlier today and yesterday, I could see the road treatment, and it has certainly benefited us. So I want to again thank all of our employees, all of the men and women who are on our roads. I want to pause now and invite Director Sharkey, DOT Director, up to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Shorter. Thank you, Mayor. Just a few points here. My name is Steve Sharkey. I'm the Director of the Department of Transportation. As the first major storm comes in, I want to say that we're ready. DOT, DPW, Rex and Parks, DGS, as well as all the other agencies involved are ready. I also want to, as the Mayor mentioned earlier, the snow team has been working very hard. We've deployed over 400 vehicles since 4 a.m. to prepare, salt, and plow. The forecast predicts 6+ inches, so please be prepared. The overnight hours, there will be more and more snow. We've readied our snow equipment, and we've also pre-treated city gateways with over 30,000 gallons of brine. We're fully loaded and stocked on salt with over 15,000 tons ready for the whole event. And even though, so we're working hard, we're out there, you'll see the trucks. But even with our preparations, winter storms can cause driving to be dangerous. So please, please, please stay home. It will help our snow team to treat city roadways. And if temperatures continue to stay below freezing, there could be a refreeze, which will cause a lot of slippery roads. So take extra precautions for the next 48 hours. We want to assure residents that Baltimore City is ready, and our snow team is committed to keeping the streets safe and passable. Thank you. And on to Chief Wallace.
Thank you, Director. As the mayor previously said, in the next few hours and days, we could see a significant amount of snow in and around the city of Baltimore. The city's Emergency Operations Center is currently fully activated and will remain so, with the purpose being coordinating City of Baltimore resources. During any severe weather, it is important to be prepared. Store enough water for 72 hours. Make sure that you have a working flashlight and a battery-operated radio, and also make sure that you have ample food and medicine that will last through the next few days. Lastly, please keep your cell phones charged during the storm just in case you were to lose power. If you do lose power, do not use a generator in or close to your home. Generators should only be used outside, as their exhaust does pose a significant risk of carbon monoxide exposure. Also, we want to remind you to check on your neighbors, those that are most vulnerable in your building or in your neighborhood. If you are aware of someone that needs help, please let us know. It is important to know what numbers to call. For sheltering questions, please call 211. For snow-related non-emergency issues, please call 311 or use the 311 app. For power outages, please notify BG&E online or call 1-877-778-2222. If there's an emergency, dial 911. If you can't call 911, you can always send a text to 911. Lastly, please stay informed. Please continue to tune into local radio and TV news for more up-to-date information. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Tisha Edwards from the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services.
Providing shelter to our neighbors experiencing homelessness is our top priority. A winter shelter declaration has been activated and is in effect through Wednesday, February 3rd at 9 a.m. Currently, the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services is operating 3 hotels, 2 shelters, and 2 recreation centers as winter shelter sites. COVID-19 protocols are in place with temperature checks and screening upon entry at all sites. PPE is being administered and spacing does allow for social distancing per CDC guidelines. Food service is offered also at each site. In conjunction with the Baltimore City Health Department's Code Blue Extreme Cold Declaration, a shelter in place has been ordered for city-managed shelters and hotels, which means that clients may stay in the shelters throughout the day until the Code Blue Extreme Declaration has ended. We've also encouraged privately operated homeless shelters to open for extended hours to allow clients to remain indoors during the Code Blue Extreme Cold Alert days. If you or someone you know needs shelter, please call 443-984-9540 or dial 211 so that our emergency services staff can connect you with available shelter space. Outreach teams from the Office of Homeless Services, Downtown Partnership, and People Encouraging People are conducting community outreach this evening in all 14 city council districts at known gathering spots of people experiencing homelessness. Outreach teams can connect individuals directly with shelters and offer transportation. The public can report homelessness by calling 211 or 311 or emailing homelessoutreach@baltimorecity.gov. We are encouraging everyone to seek heated shelter at this time. Again, please give the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services a call at 443-984-9540 so that we can connect you to available shelter space. Thank you to our fellow city agencies, partners, providers, and advocates for helping us to take care of our neighbors in need during this extreme cold snow event. Thank you, Mayor Scott.
Thank you. And we'll take a few questions. Ma'am?
Question maybe for Department of Transportation. Are there any problematic areas that you're watching for closely or even just keeping an extra eye on that we've seen before? Fender benders, people getting stuck, and you're treating more?
So, of course, number one, bridges and overpasses are more likely to freeze. So please be especially careful on bridges, overpasses, as well as Interstate 83, because major portions of that is a bridge. So please be careful on the road.
Hi, Mayor Scott. Can you talk about how the weather will affect city operations on Monday and Tuesday, especially as it relates to COVID, vaccinations, and other city operations?
Yeah, listen, we know that it's going to impact those things. We're going to be consistently talking and looking with our folks that you see standing behind me to make a decision on how that's going to impact. We know that we might have to push some back. We might have to reschedule, but we'll make that determination as a team with the Health Commissioner and the folks behind us as we make it through the storm.
Thank you.
I can't hear you. We can't hear you. It's only because it's Calvert Street, we just can't hear you.
This question is for the police commissioner. If he will address Saturday's shooting at the Alameda, have you had any updates on the security guards you guys are looking for, or can you help us with that?
Well, look, let me just give you an update on where we are with the entire weekend. It certainly goes without saying that the level of violence we saw this weekend is troubling, it's tragic. Our detectives have been working around the clock to bring justice and to find those responsible for the violence. Over the past 3 days, we've had a couple of incidents with 6 individuals killed. Friday, you might remember we were called to an incident where an MTA mobility bus driver was gunned down. I'm pleased to announce we actually made 1 arrest for 1 suspect for the murder of that case, 28-year-old Ernest Ford, who's been charged with murder, and we're now looking to apprehend 32-year-old Marquise Poteet, who is wanted for first-degree murder in that case. We certainly want to echo the sentiments from Friday that the violence was a cowardly act and it was just absolutely senseless. We want to take the time to thank our detectives, the MTA police working diligently to identify and apprehend at least 1, and now we're looking for the 2nd suspect. So if anyone knows the whereabouts of Marquise Poteet, please call police, or you can call Metro Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-8667-LOCK-UP. Now, we're also investigating a homicide that occurred Saturday morning in the 600 block of Arson Avenue. We're currently following leads in this case. Anybody with any information regarding this case, please call Crime Stoppers. And then yesterday, we released a suspect vehicle in a homicide occurring on Saturday in the 2900 block of Brighton. We're asking anyone with any information about the whereabouts of this dark-colored SUV to call police right away. The suspects are considered armed and dangerous. Regarding that question about the Alameda, I have identified the suspect. We know who he is. It's an employee, a contract employee working security, and we have not apprehended or are still looking for that suspect who fired at the officer. So anyone with any information about the whereabouts of that individual are asked to call us anonymously. And also, our SWAT team responded to a possible barricade situation yesterday, where we're investigating a murder-suicide which occurred in the 4100 block of Grace Court. What we know right now is that there was a possible dispute between 2 neighbors, which resulted in one neighbor pulling out a gun and then taking the female hostage inside. We know that a gun was recovered. And lastly, we were on patrol near the 4900 block of Heron Run where we heard gunshots. Short time later, we found a 29-year-old male in a vehicle suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. That case is ongoing. And so I wanted to give you an update over what's been happening this weekend. This is still many cases we continue to see people solving their conflicts using handguns. The mayor has spoken about it, we're speaking about it, and so we're asking and calling on people to put their guns down. Anybody with any information on any of these cases is asked to call us right away. Our homicide unit at 410-396-2100, our Crime Stoppers at 1-867-LOCKUP. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to echo the commissioner's sentiment. If anybody knows what Mr. Potee is, please tell us. Remember that this individual is wanted with gunning down someone who helped seniors, who helped people that were disabled each and every day to get where they need to go. And one of the most cowardly acts that I've ever seen here in Baltimore City. I don't care if it's your son, your brother, your cousin, your best friend. Tell us where he is so he can man up for his actions and bring justice for that family. Thank you, everybody.